Have you ever felt like your solo sounded noodly and unfocused? You might know a few great licks, but they always start and stop awkwardly, and you just sort of noodle around in between. Well, what you need isn't more licks. It's a simple concept that every pro uses. In today's lesson, I'm going to reveal the secret, which centers on a brilliant concept from the legendary jazz educator Jerry Cooker: digital patterns. These give you the structure you need to truly solo, enabling you to do three essential things. 1. Generate completely new ideas from scratch. 2. Seamlessly connect language you already know. And 3 is access advanced sounds like tritone substitutions using simple, reproducible ideas. I guarantee that incorporating these small, versatile selves will instantly make your playing sound more professional and connected. So let's dive into it. Okay, so what exactly is a digital pattern and why is it used by all the pros? The concept, famously utilized in Jerry Cooker's book Elements of Jazz Improvisation and is often traced back to David Baker, was shown to me by Steve Kovalchek and is deceptively simple. When we have any scale, say C major for today, we simply assign a number to each note. So this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A digital pattern is then expressed in numbers as a 4 or 8 note phrase, giving you a melodic structure. For example, one of the most well-known digital patterns is 1, 2, 3, 5. We can play this pattern forward, or we can play it backward. The beauty of this system is its transferability. So we could make this pattern minor by immediately applying it to the C Dorian scale instead. We could also use an 8-note pattern like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. Learning these patterns from Jerry's system gives us easy to grasp neutral ideas that we can literally stack together like musical Legos over any chord. Or use them to play the sound of any chord. Just by themselves, they are game changers, but we can use them in so many more ways. The question was asked at the start of this lesson: what do you play in between your licks and language? Well, digital patterns are a great solution. Let me show you. Let's take this piece of musical language, for example, which is a common phrase taken from the tune Honeysuckle Rose. Notice it's played over an F7 chord. Now, if we play this in a 2-5-1 progression, we can use a digital pattern over the 2 chord to lead directly into our F7 language. Let's use another great one from the book, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 5. This pattern acts as the perfect melodic bridge to our language. Or what happens if we reverse the sequence? If we play our F7 language first, then use a digital pattern to then exit the F7 chord. Notice I finished the entire phrase with a similar digital pattern over the B flat major 7 chord, or 1 chord, the 1, 2, 3, 5 pattern. This concept immediately gives us melodic ideas to connect with, exit from, and lead into our existing language. I would also recommend thinking about mixing in enclosures to lead into these digital patterns, and even use the arpeggio of the chord we are playing over for even more options. Notice here I start out with an arpeggio of C minor that leads into a digital pattern, which then leads into our language, enclosure to the first note of our next digital pattern, which is B flat, and and then simply up our 8-note digital pattern. And then end with an arpeggio of the chord. I want to give a shout out to one of the sponsors of this channel, Stringjoy Strings. I've been using their strings for years. You can hear their strings on every single one of my videos, and if you want to pick up a set for yourself, you can find that in the video description, and some of your purchase will go back to supporting this channel. And I want to thank you in advance. Now we're going to deep dive into some more advanced, but even more useful ways professionals use this concept of digital patterns. We've established that the digital patterns are clear ways to outline various sounds, but just because the chord chart says C minor 7 doesn't mean you have to play C minor 7. So for example, it's common to play a minor chord built off the 5th degree over a minor chord to get a minor 9 sound. So then over C minor, playing a G minor 7 will create that minor 9 sound. We can easily apply this with our digital patterns. Play a G minor digital pattern on top of C minor. Or mix the two sounds by alternating C minor and G minor digital patterns. So now let's look at a 2-5-1 progression again. Over the 5-7 chord in our 2-5-1, we can make it sound altered by playing digital patterns off minor a half step up from the root. So for F7, this would be G flat minor. The altered dominant sound is often played from the melodic minor scale. So in our case, we would use G flat melodic minor for our digital patterns. So now think about it. We have a really cool pathway through a 2-5-1 that we can play with our digital patterns, going G minor for the 2 chord, G flat, going down a half step for the 5 chord. Notice on that last line I ended with a digital pattern off F over B flat major 7. That's because over a major chord we can play digital patterns off the 5th degree, just like a minor chord, but we're going to play major over major. An alternative substitute path through our 2-5-1 could also include the tritone substitution of our F7 chord. The tritone substitution is simply a dominant chord, a tritone, 3 whole steps if you want to think about it like that, away from the original 5-7 chord, and it functions as a temporary substitute for that chord. So for instance, over an F7, we would play a B7 as the tritone substitute. We can then apply this concept with our digital patterns. Our pathway over the 2-5-1 then simplifies to C minor, B, and then B flat. So as you can see, the possibilities of digital patterns are truly limitless. They are highly useful tools for outlining harmony, which could be used to substitute harmony on top of chords, and also for navigating very tricky changes that come up in a tune. The classic example is how John Coltrane uses them on giant steps. This shows that these simple, structured ideas are the building blocks of even the most complex jazz solos. They can even be used to help link ideas together within one sound, like if we were playing a string of bebop ideas. Truly, the sky is the limit with this. So I would encourage you to practice these patterns using the following progression. So phase 1, think of this as the foundation. Start by just playing a couple of digital patterns through an entire tune, getting comfortable playing them over different harmonies, forward and backwards. So now try and mix in simple arpeggios, using them to connect to your digital patterns you just practiced. And then phase 3 would be integration. So now throw in some of the language that you are currently working on, maybe like the honeysuckle rose lick from this lesson. And the last phase would be phase 4, where you would try to then use our digital patterns to outline substitute harmonies and see how you can connect them with what you have already practiced. Remember that as with any other concept, internalizing this takes a while. Just work on a couple of digital patterns at a time, and I promise that with daily practice, you will soon start to see how these useful, structured patterns integrate perfectly with your internalized language. Thank you so much for watching this lesson about Jerry Cooker's digital patterns. If you want to learn more about this concept, I would highly recommend checking out his book, which I will link in the description below. Also, I have an etude over on my Patreon applying some of these basic digital patterns to the tune All the Things You Are. And I would highly recommend you check that out if you want to take the next step in your progress with this concept. Also, on the note of Patreons, I want to give a shout out to those Patreons. Without you all, none of this is possible, and I truly appreciate your support. Thank you. If you're liking this content, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We're so close to 40,000 subscribers, and I know it's a vanity metric, but I would so love to get there. So thank you so much for your support. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. And until the next one, remember to always keep swinging.